One of the most important tools you can carry with you as a new prepper is a knife. Pocket knife goes with you everywhere. Today we're taking a look at one I would be more than happy to carry. This is the Vosteed Thunderbird, the Trek Lock knife. Let's check it out. Alright folks, welcome back. So I seem to be a little bit better today. Feeling better every day. Mostly it's my voice, everything else is pretty much healed. So today we're taking a look at this new knife here. This is the Vosteed Thunderbird. It is a Trek Lock knife. It's an interesting kind of locking mechanism to it. Basically you push down the button and unlock it, and push down the button and open it. But it also allows you to open this in a multitude of ways. You can still do it through your thumb area there. You can close it up this way, down like that. Okay, push it down here. Flip it forward with a flipper. So there's a bunch of ways you can open and close this, but open it. The only way to close it is with that button right there. And my finger isn't reaching in there today, so that's why I'm having a little bit of trouble. It's a little cold out here this morning. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about this knife. This has a reliable and intuitive locking mechanism, so no longer do you have to put your thumb in the path of the knife to close it. One of the things I've always hated about liner lock knives is I'm in here like this, closing like this, and I hate that. Because if I slip, it goes right down on the tip of my thing. With this, you don't have to worry about that. It closes really, really simply. So all the different ways you can open this through the thumb hole, the thumb stud, the front flipper, or a normal flipper using the button. There's so many different ways to open it that it's really up to you. And the closing mechanism makes it a lot safer as a pocket knife. So if you're new to carrying a pocket knife around, there's a better chance you won't hurt yourself when you're trying to close the darn thing. Definitely handy. I say that your first prepper tool should be a pocket knife. If you're just starting out and you don't know what to do and you're watching these videos going, oh God, I gotta get food, I gotta get water. An everyday carry item like a pocket knife can save you from a ton of different scenarios. Even in a worst case scenario, it could be used as a self-defense tool, but the most important thing is you can use it to cut tinder, cut things, cut twine. You know, there's just so many uses for a knife. And that's why I say a pocket knife is definitely a good start. Now, my introduction to pocket knives, it's kind of funny. I started working in this hotel in the banquet department years ago. This was probably 1998 in California. And it was a Marriott hotel. And in the banquet department, no matter what your job was, you were always breaking down boxes. So I figured instead of walking around the kitchen and hunting for somebody with a knife or finding somebody with a utility tool, I would just carry a pocket knife in my pocket. No one really had a problem with it. And I went and bought a cheap, I still remember it was a red anodized cheapie. Half the blade was serrations. And the thing fell apart, within a couple of months. But my biggest problem was it always got dull, and I didn't know how to sharpen it, so I just would buy another one. It was, your typical gas station knife. I think it was $1.50. But then as I started getting into prepping, I decided to find some better options for a pocket knife. And I found a lot of better options. And that's kind of what led me to thinking that this is a really handy tool all the way around as a first tool for an everyday carry type tool for a prepper. So that's why I'm big on pocket knives. Now, the blade itself, okay, this is M390 steel. If you look at the blade in the front here, it seems to be hollow ground on the flat area here, okay? And the tip almost looks like it's got a bit of a compound grind here on this one. The tip almost looks like it's a flat grind. And it is kind of a little bit of a tanto, but as I was touching this up after really cutting through some cardboard with it, I noticed that this didn't have that delineation here where you have to kind of stop when you're sharpening and then turn and sharpen it. So I kind of like that. It is a tanto. It does give you that piercing kind of power, but it's not hard to sharpen. It doesn't require any kind of different techniques for sharpening. Really nice thing. You kind of have what I would call a fuller here, although I'm not really sure if that's its name for this type of a knife, but it looks like one. You do have that big thumb hole there, so you can flip it open. Love the scales, okay? This is the topo scales, kind of like a topographical map. There are a bunch of different scales on the site. I will leave you a link where you can go, okay? And you can see all the different types of scales. But I really like these. Kind of colorful, a little bit different for a pocket knife. Normally we think of our pocket knives as tactical black or, OD green or desert tan. It's kind of different. Now, one of the things I like about this knife is the M390 steel. It's a composite steel and has really good edge retention and wear resistance, and that means it's designed to hold an edge and sharpen a little bit less, okay? It can take a beating through hardening too, so They've hardened it up to a point where you can really cut through. What I did was I broke down a couple of cardboard boxes with this. I did some testing through some thick paracord. Not a problem at all. Very, very easy to do. Didn't really get dull on me, which is really surprising because most knives, when you cut it through cardboard a few times, will get dull pretty quick. Now, all the edges on this are very well chamfered and polished, so you're not going to have any hot spots anywhere on the scales or on the knife. You do not have a 90-degree spine, so you can't strike ferro rods, but it is fairly sharp. I guess you could grind one in there if you wanted to. You don't really have to. Now, the liner itself is skeletonized. It's nested in there very nicely. Gives you an optimal balance of strength and weight, so you're not carrying around a big ton of metal, but it's kind of nice lightweight, but it's very strong. You do have really nice purposeful jimping up here. It isn't too far up. I kind of like that here because that's where I'm going to be holding it. Some knives, I want to go all the way up here, and I'm not going to be doing that unless you've got a cutout here big enough for my finger where I'm going to be doing detail work. And with this one, that really isn't something I'd be comfortable with because it's kind of close to the sharp edge. So what I'd like to do is cut up some stuff with this, try it out, let you see how it is. All I've done is strop it after using it the first time. So we're going to try it out and see how it cuts through some things and give me an opinion on it. Before we get going on the testing, I did want to show you how this knife comes. And I think that's one of the nicest things about Vosteed in general. They actually put some care in their packaging. It will come in a little holder, okay? And it comes inside of this metal tin with a cleaning cloth. And you'll also get a sticker for the particular knife you're using. And a little morale patch, a little Velcro deal. So they really do put some effort into putting it together. So what I'd like to do first is try it out on cardboard, like I explained to you before. Okay, so we're just going to cut through the cardboard here. See how that goes. Cutting through it, no problem at all. Cuts through it easy. Of course, this is crummy cardboard. I just literally ripped it off some boxes that were waiting to go to recycling. And the boxes are kind of damp. There you go. So you see, it cuts through there, no problem at all. I still have a really nice sharp edge. Okay, let's do a little wood carving here. Just cutting into that. Making some curls with it. And this is that fire starter. That black and white fire starter fat wood. You can see it definitely does the job there, no problem. And lastly, what I want to do is take this squash rope here and see if it can cut through. That's a fairly thick piece of rope. Let's see how it cuts through this. Okay. Trying not to bump into the camera here. And there you go. Right straight through it, no problem. I don't want to get cut into my plastic. So there you go. It actually does the job. Still super, super sharp. Let's try a piece of paper here and see. Yeah, look at that. Still super, super sharp. No problem whatsoever. So very impressive. Holds an edge really, really nicely. And as you can tell by all the mess I've made here. So pretty darn impressive. Now the price on these. They run $128. These are extremely high quality knives though. I've seen knives similar to quality of this quality for like $300 and $400. So the link that I'm going to give you down below will take you to all the different types. Now with different materials, some are more expensive, some are less expensive. I think the most expensive one's $158, and that's in a different steel with a little bit of a different liner there. So the blade length on it, 3.25 inches or 82.55 millimeters. Definitely a nice little knife from Vosteed, and I'm really impressed with it. This is one of those knives that I get, I don't think about. Sometimes I'll give them away to friends or I'll trade them. This is one I'm actually going to keep because I really like this. Nice deep pocket carry clip, and the clip is reversible, as you can see there. Okay, you can reverse it very, very easily. So I'm definitely impressed with the knife. All in all, a really nice knife. Nice little pocket knife. Definitely does the job well. And that's what I've been looking for a while to replace my very old beater knife that I have that I'd like to change out. As you can tell, that blade is perfectly centered down the middle there. Absolutely perfect. So definitely a little nice quality knife. You wouldn't expect it at that price. You got a decent knife at that price, but not the quality of what this knife is. So that is the Vosteed Thunderbird, a nice Trek lock knife. The Trek lock is patent pending, but I really like the different ways to open and the different ways to, the easy way to close it, and all the different ways to pop this thing open. And all you got to do to close it is just push the button down and it collapses right in. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to check the link down below for this. It will go to all the collection of all the Thunderbirds down there, all the different types. So you can check out all of them there. And don't forget to check out all our other links. We have our Amazon affiliate store. Below that is our freeze-dried wholesalers link. That link will save you 15% just by clicking the link. Below that is our My Patriot Supply link. That's preparewithiridium.com. If you guys haven't checked it out, check it out because we got a lot of great food deals going on there, as well as if you click the little icon on top there, the little logo that is My Patriot Supply, you'll go into the website and you'll see all the other stuff that we sell on that portal. And of course, lastly, our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. I thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay prepared.